What is creatine? Well, creatine is actually one of the supplements that have been out for a while, and creatine is actually a supplement that works, and it works well. It's one of the only proven supplements out there. So creatine is relatively cheap, and it does work. How does creatine work? Well, creatine, basically what it does is when you load creatine, I'm not saying load, when you take creatine, you're basically having your cells uptake more water. Well, when your cells uptake more water, they get fuller. So immediately upon using creatine, you're going to notice a fuller effect. You're going to be a little bit fuller. Your muscles are going to be a little bit more tighter against the skin. And that's because your cells are sucking up more water in the muscle. A lot of people get bloated from creatine, and that is because they take too much of it. There's two types of people. There's people that are responders to creatine, and there's people that are non-responders. Non-responders to creatine, unfortunately, their creatine levels in their body are fully saturated. So taking extra creatine is not going to help them. For the people who are responders to it, when they take creatine, they see a saturation level. They bring up their saturation level, and they see a difference. Creatine, like I said, is one of the most proven supplements. It improves your performance in the gym. How? Because your cells suck up more water, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be able to do that extra rep. So, what builds muscle? That's what we're going back to that question. What builds muscle is progressive overload. So basically, what I mean by that is if I'm doing bicep curls, for argument's sake, and I'm using a 20-pound bar, a 20-pound dumbbell, and I can only get 10 reps. Let's say I start using creatine. Now I'm able to get 11 reps and 12 reps. Well, progressive overload, the theory of that is that in order for a muscle to grow, it has to have a reason to grow. So you have to overstimulate it. So if you're doing 10 reps and now you're taking creatine and you're able to do 12 reps, well, your muscle has to adapt to that and become bigger and stronger. So creatine does help get you stronger. It makes your muscles fuller, and it's definitely something that I recommend to most people. Now, a lot of people say creatine is not safe. Well, it actually is safe. As long as you're consuming enough water, you're going to be fine. Most people also say that when they take creatine monohydrate, they feel bloated, and they have stomach issues and GI issues based on the creatine. Well, I might recommend to you that maybe 5 grams of creatine, which is the recommended dose, is too much for you. So that's where Kre Alkalyn comes in. I use Kre Alkalyn. I've been using Kre Alkalyn for 3 years now, and I feel a huge difference when I use Kre Alkalyn and when I use regular creatine. Kre Alkalyn is creatine monohydrate, so there's no real difference between the two. The real difference between the creatine Kre Alkalyn is that Kre Alkalyn is transported in your system more efficient than creatine, than regular creatine. Kre Alkalyn, it has a patented agent in it that bypasses the stomach. So when you use Kre Alkalyn, you don't need the 5 grams that you will with creatine monohydrate because it's more efficient. The smaller dosage of Kre Alkalyn, 1.5 grams as opposed to 5 grams, is more potent. So for most people who have those issues, I recommend the Kre Alkalyn. And I love Kre Alkalyn. This is the regular Kre Alkalyn. There's Kre Alkalyn Pro, which is a pre-workout, which has a little bit of green tea extract in it, give you a little bit of boost. But, the way I use creatine, I use Kre Alkalyn. I'll take 1 tablet daily, and that's it. I don't do any crazy loading. There's things out there that suggest you take, 30 grams of creatine monohydrate a day. And I've tried it. I've done everything. And when I've done that, man, my stomach was in an uproar for days on end. So there's no reason to load. There's no extra benefit of it. If you take the recommended dosage of creatine, just take it straight. Your levels will load efficiently. Your creatine levels in your body will load efficiently, and you'll be fine. I do take creatine for 8 weeks, and then I'll take 2 weeks off of it, and then I'll go again. Do you have to do it that way? No. I just like to take it for 8 weeks, and then I give my body 2 weeks rest, and then I use it again. So that's what creatine monohydrate is. That's the importance of creatine, and that's how to take it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask below.